Hello and welcome, fellow Tarnished. I know I'm a little late to be making a speculation video on the DLC, as it will be out in only a couple days. But if you'll stay through this short yap session while I explain my perspective and why I'm making this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. So this is my first video talking about lore of Elden Ring and the first time ever actually speaking in a YouTube video, so please bear with me as I have no idea what I'm doing. But I wanted this to be the first step in making my channel an Elden Ring focused one, so I wanted to get this out there before the DLC came out, and I want to make many more as we experience the DLC for the first time. Let me just say that I fucking love this game. It's all I think about when I'm not playing Elden Ring. I'm thinking about the story, the lore, and all that shit. Or watching YouTube videos about it. I have around 1,200 hours in Elden Ring and probably have spent as many hours watching lore videos. And I wish I would have documented my first experience playing the game. But it's like now I have the chance to do that. All over again. I think that's just insane, just amazing. I just want so badly to be involved in this community, more so, and just put my thoughts and interpretations of the game out there. That's what I want most of all. I don't care about, getting a lot of followers, getting a lot of views. I just want to be there, be part of the discussion, and figuring out all the questions that will be answered in the DLC. I've just been inspired by so many other YouTubers that speak on the lore, and I'm so invested in this story. I'm like, I can do that too. So comment, please, whatever theories you have, share them down below. I love to talk with you all about this game that we are all so, passionate about. I want to shout out some people that have inspired me and opened my eyes to different possibilities and interpretations of this game, because without them, I wouldn't have a grasp on the lore of the game like I do. I just feel so inspired in this community. It's just so awesome, and so many different theories and interpretations from all different people. But, Tarnished Archaeologist, Elden Tales, Agent Jake, Smotown, Iron Madman, The Centered Tarnished, Lore Hunter, Psyostorm, and many, many more make incredible videos, and I wouldn't be making this video without all of them and everyone else in this community, where every voice matters in trying to understand this incredible game. So thanks to all of them and all of you who are watching this. I appreciate you so much. If you sat through this, that's enough yapping for me though. Let's get into the speculations and predictions and questions I hope are answered in the DLC. I want to first go over the story trailer, some of the key points, interesting scenes in that, and maybe a few from the first gameplay trailer. I won't be going over any new footage at all. There's gonna be no spoilers in this, but first off, we're gonna try to dissect the story trailer. Okay, so what we see here, America is reaching into something and pulling these golden threads out. I've seen a lot of different opinions on what this could be, like an eye or a pregnant, belly. There's definitely something round underneath all that, but I don't think that's skin. There's clearly stitching along the edges there. My first reaction was this is, something to do with the Godskins. Like, this could be the Glow-Eyed Queen or someone else but she's reaching into this, underneath this fabric and pulling out these golden threads. But these golden threads, they reminded me at first, of course, from the first cinematic trailer from the base game, the threads that are connected to the Elden Ring. The hammer as she was shattering the Elden Ring. But it reminds me of like the Norns from like Norse mythology, like the threads of fate, and fate is heavily tied to the stars and the sky. Not sure if there is any correlation between that, but that's what these threads initially reminded me of. And then we see her ascend these stairs that are covered in flesh, and we see sort of like an altar. This is like, to me, I'm getting really heavy Griffith vibes, stacking the bodies up to reach, his kingdom that he dreams of. It's like Marika sacrificed either her people, the Newman, or the Crucible affiliated people that are native to the realm of Shadow. But it's like she's stacking all these bodies up to be granted an audience by the greater will. That's what I kind of see out of this. My first reaction to this is that this looks like a portal between the outside Shadow realm where she is and the lands between, because that's the golden Altus sky, of course. We see this take the shape of like the Erdtree, even with the crack like down the middle at the base of the tree. I think this is either like the Crucible or the Great Tree that is like talked about in item descriptions and stuff. I don't know. I don't really think this is the Crucible, like all life blended together. I think that is something that precedes all of this. But I don't know. I kind of feel like this is like what is within the Erdtree, like underneath its golden facade, or that this is like the starter, or like this is like the base tree, like the first one in the Erdtree and the Shadow Tree are like offshoots of this, or like this is like where they're both connected. I think this scene shows the beginning. The dialogue says Mikla the Kind spoke of the beginning, and I think that's what this shows. Like this is the beginning of the Golden Order and the separation between the realm of Shadow and the lands between. So Marika performs this ritual, makes this great sacrifice, summons the Elden Beast, the Elden Ring, and this is where she becomes God. She becomes a god in the realm of Shadow, and that's what this scene is showing. So what's interesting to wonder is why Mesmer is enacting this purge, and if he's always been locked in the land of Shadow, or if he was born there or the lands between. And also, how is he affiliated with snakes? Like, he gained these snake and blasphemous aspects to him. We know that snakes are traitors to the Erdtree, so it makes me think there was a betrayal by Mesmer, and he was banished there. I don't think Marika ever returned to the land of Shadow once she became a god. So maybe Mesmer is enacting this purge to sort of redeem himself and finish what his mother started in the eradication of the people of the land of Shadow, people of the Crucible, as to keep her secrets and opposition locked away. So I don't think Marika ordered this purge, since she was affiliated with the Crucible in the early days of the Golden Order, with Godfrey and his Crucible Knights. The Crucible used to be holy and was a symbol of the divine, America used the power and the warriors, of the Crucible in the age when it was seen in a positive image. Since it was seen as a threat, it was used by her and incorporated into her order, then discarded. When she got what she desired, like many other things that have been seen as a threat, they were incorporated into her order and then discarded. I wonder if the omen could be America's curse for creating her own order/tree, since life was once more, creative and free. America removed the aspect of life to create a more perfect and structured order, but over time, with the stagnation of deathless life in the lands between, and the Crucible is a way of fixing America's selfish perversion of life itself, and that all things wish to be conjoined again and return to the primordial Crucible, which would be better than an eternal undeath. I'm still not completely sure of Mesmer's motives, but he is definitely in opposition to America's enemies, anyone who isn't blessed by grace. So maybe he is trying to be a loyal hound to America, and with free range to rule and do what he pleases with the Land of Shadow. He is like bloodlusted, power hungry, just terrorizing and wiping out all who he sees as lesser and all who oppose his mother. As for Mikola, I don't want to speak too much about him, as I believe we'll just have to wait for the DLC. We know Mikola has discarded his fate and his flesh, all that which he is. For what? Who knows? Possibly to ascend to even greater heights never before seen. He has many things that could be motivating him, such as cutting off the interference of outer gods, to save Godwin from his current condition, or to create his own kingdom for all the downtrodden. But it's safe to say there's no way for sure to understand why he has done all this and traveled to the Land of Shadow. I have a feeling his true motives are still unknown to us, and that he has a big and sinister plan for the Land of Shadow. So next, I want to go over a few crackpot conspiracy that I've had. I'm just going to quickly fire these off, but there isn't too much to talk about, and this is all just fun speculation. So this is a theory that I had when the story trailer first came out, and it said this burning lady we see is Melina. So it's a burning cloaked woman holding something of significance. So Melina is burned and bodiless, and the theory that I had was that Melina died in the Land of Shadows and returned to the lands between to find the player Tarnish on behalf of Mikola, so that we could become his promised lord. And that's why Melina gives us all the gifts that are from Mikola, so that we can make it through the lands between and reach him in the Land of Shadows. Next up is that Mikola is like Bran from Game of Thrones, aka the Three-Eyed Raven, and he can travel the spirit realm and possibly even the past as Saint Trina through dreams. And he may have gotten lost in the Land of Shadows, and that's why he has discarded his physical form to go to the Shadow Realm and become whole with Saint Trina again. Another theory that I've had is that the Crucible is like a primordial dragon, possibly even the dragon god of Placidusax. The aspects of the Crucible have always reminded me of dragons. Horns, wings, claws, fire breath. Perhaps all life is a devolution from a single dragon outer god. My last theory is also related to Game of Thrones, in that Godwin can be seen as the Night King, spreading death that will keep spreading until nothing remains, and Mikola is trying to stop it in the Land of Shadows. Since it is more connected with the spirit world, perhaps Mikola can start his eclipse there and finally grant Godwin his proper death. And to end things off, I just want to give my hopes and questions I want answered, and things I want the Lord to go more in depth with. Most of all, I want some kind of resolution with Godwin. I would really love to have him as a boss fight, but I think that he is one of the most interesting and underutilized part of the story. Second is Melina. I really just want to learn more about her, and she is hands down the most fascinating character to me. I just want to learn more about who she truly is, and I'm definitely going to start a playthrough of the DLC with her still alive. Lastly, I want to learn more about Marika, specifically the connection between her and Radagon, and how they came to share the same body. I think they have always been the same person, or at least since she became a god. There has to be a reason he has connections to the fire giants and why they are in opposition. The Marika-Radagon situation has so many different theories and opinions, and I just want more information on their history. It's still up for debate, and it's still one of the greatest mysteries of Elden Ring. So that's going to be all today. I feel I could have kept talking about all these topics for so much longer, but this video is already way too long, I know. It was kind of all over the place, and I just want to make better, more well-crafted videos in the future, but I'm just in a rush to get this out. But thank you so much if you stayed through this whole thing. It means the world to me, and I'll see you all very soon in the Shadow Realm. Goodbye.